the one you've got. And that's not very successful, but it is successful. And that's oil palm. It comes from West Africa. And why would it be successful here? Well, because it's a palm polycultural forest. The original people here existed in a palm polycultural forest. And it's a palm. And it's a liquid in the end. So we're fanatical about liquids, liquid fuels and liquid transport. Anything in liquid can be bottled up and shipped around the place. But it lasts the same time as your average agriculture. Your average monocultural industrialised approach to the landscape, which we now call agriculture, but it's not agriculture, because agrarian culture, agriculture means agrarian culture. Agrarian means soil, and culture means the enrichment and improvement of things. Well, agriculture today destroys soil. So it's not agriculture, it's anti-agriculture. So your oil palms, now I understand, can maybe make 70 years with 2 planting and then don't grow anymore. Well, that's typical agriculture. It's about 70 years. Your average agriculture today lasts 70 years. Check it out. You don't think I'm not saying, just research it and have a look online. All your great agricultural landscapes are destroyed within 70 years of modern monoculture. So you've just got, a large element monoculture, a big palm, covering a lot of the agricultural country. And I've been asked, while I've been here in the last 10 days, to set up a test plot, set up a polycultural test plot. I'm actually linked to some of my students who work for Rainforest Alliance and have been working on the same sort of things in Indonesia, combinations. I'm connected to Willie Smits in Borneo, who's been putting in polycultural systems to save orangutans, who's quite famous. He's getting a very good yield out of sugar palm. There are other palms. We don't have to be crazy about one palm. And there's other stuff that can go underneath it. And there's all kinds of stuff we can do in agricultural, polycultural industry in Malaysia. If we can get away with this, get away from this industrialized direction. You can't, if you industrialize nature, it ridicules you. It ridicules your stupidity. That nature just comes back at you and just drops you. There's no chance if you start taking an industrial attitude to nature. It's an insult. I can understand why people have done it. It's okay. And we can repair everything we've done. You don't have to worry about that. We can repair things super fast. We have the technology, it's if we have the willpower, and we have enough people that want to do it. And we only have to start small to prove the point. So this is all very positive. And it's quite unique. You realise there's nowhere like Malaysia, 10 degrees north or south of the equator, all the way around the world. You tell me somewhere that's got the development and modern development of Malaysia anywhere within 10 degrees of the equator. I can't find anywhere. That's very hopeful in some ways because there's a lot of people suffering in this climate. There's a lot of people who haven't got your lifestyle in this climate. I know, I've worked in those zones and there's a lot of kids out there suffering. Those are the ones I worry about because they're innocent. And we have an obligation to help. And we've got a position here where we can. Have a look around the world within 10 degrees of the equator. I mean, Singapore, yeah, I know, right? But, it's just on the end of the peninsula, isn't it, really? But the rest of it, wow, go through Central Africa, go through Central America, Colombia.
Amazon.
Amazon? Yeah, tell me someone that's developed in the Amazon. I worked in Manaus, exactly the same latitude as this. I wouldn't call Manaus developed. I haven't seen slums like they've got here. I mean, not real slums. Favelas that are just awful. I stayed in them. I've got a bit of a twist about staying with extremely poor people to see what it's like. I don't like to teach unless I've experienced what it's like to sleep in their bed, eat their food, use their bathroom and toilet. Then I feel okay to teach. But anyway, I just want you to realise we're in an unusual position here. And there's a potential. Anyway, we have this most unusual site. and most unusual champion as well for the site. A Crown Prince who's in real support. I mean, I worked with a gentleman, I just stayed with him for nearly 2 weeks. And I've been communicating with him for 8 months. And I'm very surprised that someone in their position, doesn't have to do this, is a real believer in what we're doing. And has taken the course himself now. And he really wants to train Malays. And that's right on my thing. That's right on my thing. My theme as a teacher is, I want you, if you were my PDC now, and I've taught in university kind of scenes like this, one of the things I'm going to tell you is, I want you to be a better teacher than me. That's my aim. I want you to be a better teacher, a better designer, and a better consultant than I am. That's my job. And if I can do that, great, because I'm going home. I've got no problem with going home and gardening and working on my farm with it. None at all. I live in paradise. But I have an obligation because I kept getting a result. Everywhere I teach, I get people fired up and I get people doing stuff and active, and I keep getting invited to different situations. I'm training teachers to take over, but then more jobs keep coming in. This was one I felt I had obligation to take up because it was so unusual. But my job here is to produce better teachers than me who are Malay speaking, who are Malaysian. And my brief here is to put a super team together to come over, and I mean, I've been able to get the A team of permaculture, the best, because I've described what we're at, where we're at, and who we've got behind us. And in my opinion, I've got the best polycultural plant expert in the world in permaculture. I've got the best bamboo expert. I've got the best town planner. I've got the best business consultant. You know, I've got the best architect. I've actually got the best equine permaculture expert, horse permaculture expert. You know, and everybody said yes, out of the best that I've inquired in the last 2 weeks. And their brief has got to come through me, and that is, we're going to train Malays to do the job as quickly as possible. Get out of the way. Give them the best mentoring, the best training, stay as advisors at a distance, and let it rip.
Can you just say Malaysian? Why Malay specific ethnic group? That's Malaysian.
I don't know the difference. Thank you very much, sir. Malaysian. We'll get in the zone here. I don't know. Thank you. So I have to say Malaysian. Right? My apologies. And that's what we're about. So this site, 25-year-old park, owned by the state, run as a not-for-profit, was a food park full of fruit trees in part. So it's got blocks of fruit trees, conventionally planted, rambutan, dukkha, jackfruit, a lot of durian, mangosteen, carambola, jackfruit, large and small, breadfruit, and I probably missed some. Malay apple,